Welcome to the Youth1 Spotlight. I am your host, Ryan Oliver, and today I am excited because I am interviewing 2025 point guard TeSean Harper. TeSean, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. Well, TeSean, I'm really excited to get to know you a little bit. I'm a big hoop fan, and you're a point guard that's on the rise. I want to know a little bit about how you're feeling about your game right now and the progress that you've made over maybe the past year or so.
Well, I've made big progress, I'd say. Just trying to be more of a leader, be a better point guard, you know, become a student of the game, be smarter, make smarter decisions. And I feel like I've grown a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. You play the point guard position. That's kind of like the floor general. That position has actually evolved a lot over the years. I feel like point guards, used to be kind of in that Chris Paul mode where it's really you're just facilitating and kind of orchestrating the offense. But now, you got guys like John Morant that are out there getting big buckets and facilitating. I want to know a little bit about where your game falls into. Are you more of that kind of traditional Chris Paul facilitator, get them involved, or are you more of a hybrid of I got to get my buckets but also get my teammates involved? Tell me a little bit about how you play the position.
I would say I'm more of a Chris Paul. I like to set up opportunities for my teammates to score. I like if there's an open man in the corner, I'll make that extra pass. Getting points is not, my main thing, but it's always nice to get them here and there.
Yeah, it's nice to see the ball go through the hoop for sure. But it sounds like you really enjoy setting up your teammates and making your peers look good too, which I think is really an important role in the point guard. As a part of the point guard position. Um, TeSean, how long have you been playing basketball altogether, and what do you enjoy most about it?
Organized for I'd say like since seventh grade, so 2 to 3 years. And what I like most about it is how competitive it is. It's just such a fun game to play. It's a lot of action here and there, especially like rivalries going against like different schools and stuff like that. It's really nice.
Yeah. I feel like basketball, like I play both basketball and football coming up, and I feel like basketball is just a different level of competitiveness in terms of just like something about getting in between those lines, and once the ball's tipped, like something comes over you and you just feel so like it's such a great feeling. Like I get the feeling that you're talking about. I think that that's awesome. I want to know a little bit about the training that you do, TeSean, in terms of I know you're working on your game outside of practice and things like that. What do you do to train and get yourself ready to ball out when it's time?
But what I do for training is I do a lot of skills training, and I also have a weight trainer to help me, build up my muscle, get faster. And with all my other trainings, work on my ball handling, my shooting, all, the basics to make me a better player.
Yeah, absolutely. In your own words, what would you say your strengths are in terms of your skill set?
I say my strengths are definitely ball handling, and I can also shoot the mid range.
Mid range, okay. All right. Who is there a player that you model your game after? I know I kind of put Chris Paul on you, but maybe it's not Chris Paul. It could be someone else. Is there an athlete you look up to and want to kind of want to play like?
Uh, I'd say I would compare myself to Chris Paul because I'm
Okay.
not the biggest guard, not the strongest or fastest. So, but I could put the ball on the floor, shoot the mid range. Also, like Devin Booker's mid range game and Jason Tatum's mid range game is good too. But if I had to compare myself, I would put myself as Chris.
Okay, cool. I'm glad that I didn't just. I was thinking like, man, maybe I just put Chris Paul on. Maybe he's like, I don't even like Chris like Chris Paul like that. So that's awesome. Um, TeSean, if I've never seen you play and I come to a game where you're playing, what can I expect to see from you?
What you can expect to see from me is never know. You could see a point guard who is really good at ball handling, a point guard who's really good at passing, good at shooting, point guard who really hustles to get rebounds. You could see any of those attributes if you kind of see.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that that's awesome. I think it's really cool that you kind of take pride in getting your teammates involved. I feel like that's like a lost art. Like when you watch Chris Paul play these days, it's like that's a really fun thing to watch. It's like he leads the league in assists at, 37 years old. He's still really focused on getting his teammates involved and dishing the rock and doing his thing. So I think that's really cool that that's something you value. And it's always nice to see, see the ball go in too. So I think that that's important as well. Um, is there an area of your game that you look at and you say, okay, if I can get better in this specific area, I can take my game to another level? Have you identified that area in your game?
Just I'd say that area is just becoming a smarter player, you
Okay.
could say. Like understanding why am I doing these type of things when I'm on the court, learning to, read the defense or the offense, knowing what plays to call. That would really help me out more once I learn, get a better understanding of more basketball.
Absolutely. I think that's a great knowledge is power. So, just putting yourself in the right position, maybe playing smarter. That's a great area to focus on. So I think that's really cool. In terms of goals, what are some long-term and even short-term goals that you have for yourself in terms of basketball?
Well, of course, my goals would be go to college, win a championship, and, get drafted to the NBA. Maybe even go overseas.
I think that's cool. I mean, obviously the dream is always to go pro, but I think that playing overseas is like, I don't know, sometimes people look down on that. And I'm like, there's no reason to look down. And I have a couple of friends that played overseas and they talk about how great of an experience it is and how they actually get paid quite a handsome salary over there too. So there's no harm in that being a goal. And I think that that's awesome. But obviously everyone wants to play in the NBA too. Is there a favorite team that you have? I know you mentioned you mentioned Devin Booker, Jason Tatum. Obviously we talked about Chris Paul. Is there a favorite team that you have that, you're a big fan of?
Uh, Never really a favorite team.
More so players.
Yeah.
Who are some players that you like?
Well, there's Chris Paul, as we've been going over that, and then Kyrie, Devin Booker. Those are probably my top three right there. Kevin Durant, LeBron, but I'd say
Yeah,
those three.
yeah. Everybody likes Durant. Like I feel like I'm not a big fan of Durant. Like sometimes I think he's annoying as like a person, but I think his basketball game is like the one. He's the one player that's universally like everyone acknowledges is just like, yeah, he's just nice. Like he's in his own stratosphere of being nice. Like no one can deny how good he is. I think it's really cool that you like Devin Booker because his skill level is just off the charts these days. Like I watched the Suns play. I'm just like, wow, he's gotten real. I mean, he's always been good. But he's just really good now, like next level good. I think that's a great player for young athletes to watch because they say the mid range is dead, but he is deadly from the mid range. So I think that's a great player for you to kind of watch and kind of work your game after. Um, I want to ask you a little bit about off the court. What do you do in your free time when you're not playing basketball or in school? What do you like to do?
Uh, Really just recover. Take care of my body. If I'm not doing any exercise, mainly I am. Even if I don't have any training, I'll just do a little exercises here and there.
Yeah.
But then if I'm not doing anything, just rest my body because gonna need it.
I got you. I mean, you got the little hoop behind you, so I know you probably be in bed getting buckets too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the gamer chair too. Are you a gamer? Do you play games?
Not really. Only time I'm really on is if I'm playing with some friends. That's
I
really
got you.
it.
I got you. I usually talk to young athletes. They're like, yeah, like I run 2K, I run Madden, or Call of Duty, or whatever y'all's generation is playing these days. But I feel you. The gaming chair is also just comfortable. So that's probably why you why you have it. Well, is there anything else that people should know about you that they may not know?
Nope.
Well, this is 2025 point guard TeSean Harper. TeSean, thank you for your time. It's a pleasure getting to know you. Keep working on your game, man. Keep growing, keep grinding, and the sky's the limit, man. So keep going, man. Thank you for joining me on the spotlight.
Okay.